What's going on, guys? So I wanted to talk a little bit about NIO. Okay, NIO. This thing has gotten absolutely beaten down. Realistically, probably like the last month now, ever since going all the way back to a little bit over a month actually, since February. Around the February 22nd date, this thing has been beaten down. I know a lot of the Chinese stocks have taken quite of a hit the last 30 days or so. But some of the good stocks going forward are going to be some of these EV stocks, some of these electric vehicle companies, battery companies, charging companies, and stuff moving forward, just based on Biden administration and stuff like that. So, I mean, for me, the Chinese stocks are still a little bit, not out of murky waters yet. One of the key levels that I am looking for on NIO is $42. So on Friday we touched $42 before retracing and just closing, where do we close at on Friday? We closed on Friday. We still closed below the 20-day moving average, just sitting above the 10 and the 5-day moving average, which is bullish. So it has been on an uptrend for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then today we kind of back tested this 10-day moving average supply zone here. But going forward, the $42 price break is going to be a possible entry for me to either take some contracts or some equity and either day trade this thing or swing it overnight or 1 or 2 day holds, just due to the fact that it's ran into some resistance up here, 1, 2, 3, 4 times at the 4611 area, which is going to be the 50 EMA supply zone here. So I mean, for me, to really get long on NIO, it's going to have to close over the 50-day moving average, and that's not going to be until way up here at 48, $49. So for me to take, a week, 2 week, month, 3 month, 6 month hold on NIO, it's really got to, confirm, and it has to close above the 50-day supply here, just due to the fact that there's so much traffic still that it has to go through here in all of these supply zones. Every time it hits one of these supply zones, it's going to get rejected, bounce up and down like a pinball, and then break through. You're not saying that it can't do it all on one run, but the likelihood of that is probably, unless some crazy news comes out, or some crazy headline that's going to really push the momentum forward on this thing. But definitely in 2021, the EV stocks are going to be a hot play moving forward. For me personally, I am just looking for the 42 break, and I'm looking to probably take some contracts and sell at the 44 break. So I'm just looking for a 2 point move on this, possibly 3 point move here, to sort of test the 50-day EMA at $45. But 42 to 44 would kind of be my sweet spot, just because if we do break the 42, I think that we do see 44 pretty fast, and you can get in and out and make some money, and then take your profits and kind of reevaluate the situation, reevaluate the stock, reevaluate the whole market. Stock market has been on fire the last couple of days. We've reclaimed a lot of levels on the Nasdaq 100. The SPY topped over 400. I think it closed at 406 today, which is really, really good. Futures look up right now. Not a lot. Obviously, it's still early. The market just closed about 2 or 3 hours ago. So going forward into tomorrow's session, which is going to be Tuesday, April the 6th, I am looking for a break of $42. So we did close down here at the 10 and the 5-day. We do have the 5-day riding up. So what I am looking for is the 5-day moving average to cross above the 10-day moving average. And then I am also looking at a break of $42 in price. RSI looks good. It is not overbought nor oversold. So nothing to worry about there. The only major thing to be worried about is all of these, these supply zones here. It's just you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 supply zones that it really needs to go to. Let me back out here. 5 supply zones that it really needs to push through before it can start testing, some of these all-time highs, 50, 55, 60, and then obviously the all-time high of 66.99, which you can see here that, it's tested 64 to $65 3 times, going all the way back from January into February and getting rejected every time. And then obviously towards the end of February and the beginning of March, and pretty much all through March, we had that nasty sell-off, and a lot of these Chinese stocks took that pretty hard. So that was like a straight 2 week rundown on that. tried to push up again and just kept getting rejected at the 20-day moving average. And every time it would touch, it would just get rejected. It would touch and get rejected. Tried to test, get rejected. Tried to test and get rejected. So, that for me, it's got to really reclaim the 20-day moving average. And when it does that, it looks to be able to test the 42 break. And the 42 break is where I'm looking to get long, from $42 to $44, possibly even 45, if the stock market has some strength, if NIO's got some volume. Then you could possibly see the 45 area being touched again. And then obviously probably going to run into a little bit of resistance after that around $47, $48. But definitely NIO is going to be, if you're holding NIO long term, I don't think you have anything to really be worried about on the long term for NIO. But if you are a swing trader, you are a day trader, and you're looking to get in and out of this, on a weekly basis or on a day-to-day basis, those are just some of the levels that I would really, look out for. And just, before rushing into a trade, let these price levels confirm. If you miss it, there's always going to be another day and then another trade. So, don't feel bad. Don't feel too stressed. Don't try to, force a trade. Don't try to put on a trade. I mean, because you can open up tomorrow and, put a trade on around $39, $40 here. And then this thing just wants to crumble back down and retest this 100-day moving average here at 35. You don't kind of want to get stuck there. At least I don't like to get stuck when that happens. I'd rather just cut my loss and then reevaluate the trade later, just due to the fact that I do trade a lot of options, and I don't like having capital tied up to where I can't get into another move. Because right now, a lot of stocks are moving. I mean, Google moved $87 today. Amazon moved $87 today. And with NIO, we're fighting for 35 cents. So, it declined today 35 cents. So when I look around and I look at some of the stocks in the NASDAQ 100, I mean, Tesla was up $29 today. Facebook was up $10 today. Mara, a Bitcoin play, was up $7 today. Nvidia was up $7 today. So when I look at some of those stocks and then I look back at NIO and it actually declined 35 cents, I don't want to have capital tied up in options or, even on margin or, holding stock when it's moving 35 cents. It's really got to reclaim some of these levels. However, if you are a long-term investor and you're not worried about, the day-to-day movement or the 35 cent range, and you want to get in, well, then this is a great price, because obviously it's tested the 100-day down here and it's kind of built a base here and acted as support 2 times, going back to March 8th and then going back to the 25th, 26th, 29th, and the 30th. So it would almost be safe to say that this is a level of support until the stock proves otherwise and bust below and starts closing below those levels. So at $39 here for long term, this would be a great buy, because if it does decide to wake up and test all-time highs of $66.99, that's a 100% move. And whether that does that in 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, if you're a long-term investor, that could play out really, really well. But if you are a short-term investor or you are a day trader, you want to let these stocks sort of confirm some price levels. And that price level for me the soonest price level for me is going to be $42, which is also going to be the 20-day moving average. And I'm not looking for a huge, $80 run, $65 run. I'm just looking for a 2-point move on this. Maybe take 10 contracts, look to scalp, $1, $1.50 off this move, and then keep it moving along. Like I said, I'm really not going to get super bullish on NIO until it can close above the 50-day moving average and, confirm a price of $48.78. For me, that'd be like $49, $50 for me to really want to get long and hold this thing, for longer than, a couple hours or a couple days. But definitely NIO is going to be one of the stocks that, if you're looking to hold long term, great EV play for 2021. So good luck tomorrow, guys. I hope everyone makes a lot of money, and I will see you guys all in the next video.